Welcome to Seattle College's international programs and our show Conversations With, where we talk to people that help you understand how you too can be an international student in the United States and why Seattle Colleges should be your first choice. We'll talk to students and staff and agents and government folks, all kinds of people about what you can expect when you're getting ready to apply or travel here, what you'll experience while you're with us, and how it can all lead to an amazing life. Don't forget to check out the Seattle College's International Programs website at intl.seattlecolleges.edu, where you can find a treasure trove of information about the school, the programs here, and best of all, fill out and submit your application. Again, that's intl.seattlecolleges.edu. Hey everybody, welcome back to Seattle College's Conversations With. We are here in the lovely, sunny Arizona desert of Tucson, Arizona, here at what university we at?
University of Arizona.
My alma mater, Bear Down, Arizona. Bear Down,
Red and blue.
So, couple of guests. This is a kind of a new thing for us. We're out on the balcony because it's such a beautiful day, looking out over Mount Lemmon over our shoulders here and some of the campus. I've invited a couple of guests from the show. I'm going to have them introduce themselves. We're going to talk all about how you can get to the University of Arizona from a community college like Seattle Colleges, or if you'd apply directly and just come here directly, that's cool too. But we want to tell you a little bit about the school. Why don't you guys introduce yourself, tell them who you are, what you do. We got a student as well.
Okay, my name is Lam Nguyen. I was born in Vietnam. Currently a Ph.D. student at the U of A, but I also did my undergrad here, and then before that I went to a community college.
Community college!
Not community college, so we'll be chatting a lot about that.
Yeah.
See how I got here by today.
Very cool.
That's right. Yeah, my name is Weston. I am the Assistant Director of International Recruitment here at the University of Arizona. I also have some experience in community college. I worked at a community college for 8 years and can really just appreciate the type of education that you get at a community college, the community. It's actually where Lam and I met.
That's how
and
I got
at Pima.
That's true.
That's so cool.
He got me to Arizona.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, his dad and his uncle came into my office, and we talked about why Arizona would be a good place.
Yep.
We talked about the pathway from community college to university versus the route of going directly to the university, and we all just felt that it was right to go to the community college first. And Lam has just exceeded all expectations of his family and friends, and so that's why we have him here today. He's a real success story.
That's right. Students love to hear from students. We're going to get into your story, but before we get into your story, let's talk about your story. Where did you end up going to university?
Yeah, I'm also a University of Arizona alum, Bear Down.
Bear Down.
Yeah. And so I am from a small town in Arizona, and I stayed close to home, about a 2-hour drive away. Had a great time here at University of Arizona. I studied psychology. And, I just enjoy helping, coaching, and advising students. That's really what drew me to this role, and just giving great advice, ethical information, transparency. I love all the aspects of this job.
Yeah.
Right on. So you studied psychology. Did you go on and get a master's degree at U of A?
Good question. No, I didn't. I really felt that the U of A's bachelor's degree equipped me for this role, and I've been able to grow through professional development, the leadership that I've had. Like I said, I did do an 8-year stint at the Pima Community College, which is here locally. Yeah. And getting the exposure to the 2 different types of higher educational systems really gave me an appreciation for what the students go through. I became very intimately familiar with international student struggles, what it takes to enroll in the correct classes and how to connect on campus and how to transfer from one university to another. And so I'm really excited to talk about those topics today.
Cool. If you're not familiar with Tucson, Pima Community College is how many minutes? It's really close to the campus.
10 minutes drive maybe?
Yeah, it's really close. Very just over in the west, kind of the West Hills, yeah?
That's right. Yeah, they actually have 4 campuses or 5 campuses around Tucson. One is just a short bus line away. The campus that I worked at was at the West Campus. That was their original campus, one of the biggest ones, and it's about a 10-minute drive, and that's where Lam and I met.
Right. So you may be hearing some traffic overhead. We're in the flight path for Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, and the airport's not too long ago. And this is kind of a new experience, doing a podcast outside on a balcony, but it's such a beautiful day. One of the big draws of Tucson is the weather. I mean, Seattle has pretty nice weather, especially in the summer, but winters can be dark and a little rainy, but Tucson's great, right?
Absolutely,
I mean, it's January, and we're wearing T-shirts and walking around in the sun, and this is just a fantastic place to be for sure.
Absolutely, very low humidity. You don't really have that sweaty feeling.
Yeah.
Very nice. I went to high school in Tennessee.
You did?
Very cold, very cold.
Wait a minute. Okay, let's get to your story too. So, wait a minute. So you were in Vietnam as a young person, as a young child.
So I went to school in Vietnam up until I was 15 years old or so.
Oh, okay.
And then one day my parents decided to send me to school in America.
Said pack your bags.
Precisely, yeah.
You didn't have much say in the matter, huh?
No, I didn't really know until that semester.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
And then it ended up being a very, very small high school in Tennessee.
Why Tennessee?
I think because they know someone there.
Okay.
So I ended up living with them. It's
cool.
like a host family.
Yeah.
So we had a graduating class of maybe 10 people.
Nuh-uh. That's super small.
Very small.
Extremely small, yeah.
And I'm guessing you were the only Vietnamese student?
I might be the only Vietnamese in the whole city. Not just the school.
Yeah. And how was your English when you arrived?
It was nowhere near as good. I mean, I had some background because we had English class in Vietnam, but like speaking, like that's something you have to just repetitively doing for a long time to speak comfortably. But I mean, they're welcoming.
Were they?
Yeah,
good.
For sure.
Curious about who you are and where you came from?
A little bit, yeah. A couple of them actually came to Vietnam with me after we graduated high school. Yeah, so they had a great time, seeing new things that they would never have been seeing otherwise. So it was awesome. Yeah.
And tell everybody where you're from in Vietnam again.
I'm from Hanoi, so the north.
So to the north. And if you haven't been to Hanoi, highly recommend. Actually, anywhere in Vietnam is really amazing.
Yes, the food, culture, all that.
Beaches, mountains. It's great.
Absolutely.
Good coffee. Vietnam's a huge coffee producer.
Yeah, I think second in the world.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
He brings me coffee every time he comes back from Vietnam. I'm excited when I get it. Yep.
Yes.
That's awesome. Yeah. No, I'm a big coffee drinker. So, okay, so you went to Tennessee. So you didn't even finish a high school diploma in Vietnam.
Not at all.
Went to Tennessee. How many years at a high school there?
2 years. So junior and senior year of high school.
And what's the name of the school?
It's called Tennessee Christian Preparatory School.
Shout out to Tennessee Christian.
So here.
That's right.
So
They have a mascot?
I don't think they. Maybe a hawk.
Maybe a hawk?
Yeah.
They have a basketball team or
Yeah.
something.
Good
No?
basketball team actually.
Yeah?
For
Probably.
a small school.
Yeah. So you went to high school. So that must have been just a huge culture shock, different than.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big change. You don't speak the same language anymore.
Right.
Daily.
So tell me, what was the biggest culture difference?
Oh man, it's hard to pick one. I mean, every aspect is changed. You don't see your friends every day. You don't see your parents. You don't see really anyone that you know. And the weather is just such a big change. You just start seeing snow and ice, and which is cold.
Yeah.
And everything. Yeah, the class are different. Just too much.
Sure. Well, let's talk about weather for just a second. We talk about Tucson being so gorgeous, especially this time of year. You're from Arizona originally.
I am.
It's not always this wonderfully temperate, though. The summers do get hot, right?
Yeah, I like to think that we have 2 seasons here,
Okay.
warm and hot.
Warm and hot.
About 6 months of just absolutely beautiful weather. You can be out all hours of the day having a great time, and that's really between like October and March.
Yeah.
And then, it starts to warm up in April and May. But the nice thing about being in the desert, Lam, you talked about it, that it's not humid here. And so because we're in the desert, the temperatures at night cool down very nicely.
Yeah,
so even when the high temperatures in the day are super warm, that's when people come out at night. And the nightlife in Tucson is just fantastic. The live music, all the restaurants that have outdoor seating, it's just a great place to be, to congregate and go outside. And, it's just really, you don't have to worry about any sort of natural disasters, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes. I mean, there's really nothing in Arizona except for heat, and we have fantastic air conditioning in all of our rooms.
That's true.
You will see students walk
necessary.
around with big sweaters, even though it's 80 degrees outside. You know, they keep the classrooms nice and cool and comfortable.
Definitely.
Tucson does have one natural phenomenon that can be pretty exciting. It's like one of the lightning capitals, right?
What? I had no idea.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
So
because
many
of that
great
dry-
lightning storms.
Yeah.
That's right, because we are so dry, we get really great lightning storms in the monsoon, usually between July and August.
Yeah,
And so
that's very cool.
some students arrive in Tucson thinking that I was promised dry weather and it coming when it's monsoon and a little bit rainy,
pouring
but
rain.
usually only a couple weeks, and then it's we start our dry spell.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you have had, I mean, it's a lot drier here than in Hanoi. Hanoi is kind of humid. And
Yeah, very, very big difference. I mean, I prefer this for sure. You know,
Yeah.
it's the dryness, you know, just you feel clean and nice at all times.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I work for Seattle Colleges. I am a U of A alumni. And what I think the potential coolness of the transfer from Seattle Colleges down to the U of A is you get to experience kind of both worlds. You get the gorgeous Northwest outdoorsy experience, mountains, the Puget Sound, water. And then you maybe transfer down to the U of A for your junior, senior year, and then get to experience a whole different part of the country, very different feel down here.
Yep.
So it's just an idea, putting it out there, something for you to think about. If they did want to maybe explore that, how would they get in touch with you?
Yeah, that's a great question. One of the easiest ways to get a hold of us is to visit our website, international admissions at arizona.edu. And basically what that's going to do is it's going to take you to our landing page where you can learn about our cost, our programs, where to live on campus, our admission requirements, but also a chance to meet your specific recruiter. So we have a pretty extensive team. We have some located here in Tucson. We have staff in Asia, in the Middle East.
You mean located there?
Located there,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So they're full-time staff. And so we divide the country by regions. And so if you have questions about my specific or your specific education system or requirements, or you're worried about the visa in your country, we connect you with a recruiter who is intimately knowledgeable about your area. And you can schedule Zoom meetings, you can email us, phone call. Yeah, so it's a great way to really connect.
Yeah.
And we're always out on the road. So we may be visiting your high school or an education fair. You may see University of Arizona and have an opportunity to speak with us in person as well.
Very catered experience.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They come to the, so U of A has come to the Seattle Colleges Fair. We do it in the fall and in the winter, spring. So look, if you're an existing student, make sure you go to those transfer fairs because you get a chance to meet guys like Weston and talk to them about their schools, what they have to offer. One of the things that most students are really interested in is in that transfer. How do I make it happen? What do I got to do? You've been through it, so I want to talk to you for just a sec in a minute. But tell everybody the basics of transferring from, say, Seattle Colleges, where we're on, say, a quarter system, coming to the University of Arizona, which is on a semester system. How do they navigate their credits and getting everything moved over?
Yeah, that's a really great question. First of all, I have to say that I really enjoy going to the Seattle area, visiting all the community colleges there. It's a really fantastic week. It's a busy week because we try to slam, lots of visits and visiting the top quality students and colleges. And it's just a wonderful time to be there. So if you are in Seattle, just know that you can leave your umbrella at home, grab your sunglasses, and come down to Tucson if this is where you want to be. But, the transfer process can be very confusing. And I always tell students you must start working with your academic advisor at your community college first.
Yeah.
The reason is because they're going to be the most intimately knowledgeable about what classes are going to be accepted by most universities. Now, it's never perfect. Unfortunately, there are times that students take courses that don't necessarily apply directly to their degree. But when you work with your advisor at the community college, you can really mitigate that issue and start taking those general education courses. And when you apply to the University of Arizona, we do charge an application fee. That application fee is currently $85, but with that application fee, you're going to get an automatic credit evaluation, a transfer credit evaluation. So you don't.
That's a great deal then.
That's right. So you don't have to take your transcript to be reviewed by a third party organization or anything. You basically just submit your official transcript directly from your school's database to the University of Arizona. We do the transfer, and then we can let you know what credits will transfer to the University of Arizona. You will then have a specialized academic advisor who you will meet at your orientation, who will show you how those credits apply toward your major and exactly how much longer you have in order to earn your bachelor's degree.
Right, cool. And what I always recommend to students is to start the process as early as possible. So you come to these transfer fairs, you meet these guys, and then you have a year and a half to start already opening up that conversation. So you're not rushed at the very end. So you transferred from Pima. Let's go back for just a sec. You were in Tennessee, you graduated. So how did you get to Pima? You guys met how did you meet then?
Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, I think that we met because your dad, one of his really good friends is from Arizona, and knew about this program here at the University of Arizona, and they were considering studying here. And we then had a conversation about Pima Community College and how their courses could apply to the university. And because he was coming from such a small high school, like maybe many of you who are watching may be at a small high school. And I think a community college is a great place to start because it gives you that sort of tiptoe into the American classroom. Sometimes you can make friends a little bit easier if your class only has 20 students in it versus 150 or so.
Right.
And not saying every class at large universities are that way, but at the community college, it is smaller. And so you do get that one-on-one attention from maybe the recruiter you might have met on the road could also be your academic advisor or your immigration advisor because they're seeing them all throughout the school year. And that's really how Lam and I created a relationship, is that I was that one-stop shop at the community college that they came to me with every problem, if it was an immigration issue or if it was a classroom issue.
Exactly.
And so you're able to build that relationship with not only the staff but also friends and things in the classroom.
Yeah, for sure.
So since you were at a high school in Tennessee and you had to transfer, then you were considered a transfer student to Pima, or
no? It was like just a new student.
Okay,
applying,
because you were already in the U.S. on an F1 visa.
Yes. So when I got to Pima, then they just issued me a new F1.
A new I-20?
Yeah, a new I-20 with the new dates and things like that.
Right.
So it's a completely new process.
So
but I mean, it was seamless for me because of all the help that I got.
Sure.
Yeah.
And that's a good point. I think that when we as professionals talk about transfer, we may be talking about transferring the immigration record versus transferring credits, right?
Yeah.
And so some students think that maybe they're a transfer student when they're at a high school because they feel they have to transfer their CFIS record, their I-20.
Right.
But actually, it's only when you have to transfer university or college level credit that have been taken after high school. So if you're in high school right now and you're doing a dual enrollment program where you're taking some community college classes at your high school and you decide to apply directly to a university, technically you're not a transfer student because you're still in high school. However, you still will be eligible for that transfer credit once the transcripts come in.
But if you were finishing up your high school, say in Vietnam or Laos or Cambodia or wherever you are, then you would apply to, say, a community college like ours, get your I-20, then use that to get a visa appointment, go through the visa interview process, and if everything works out great, you are issued your F1 visa. So I'm guessing you had to go through a visa interview, being able to go in order to be able to go to Tennessee, yeah?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So what was that like? You're already in Hanoi. That's where you do the embassy work, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tell us about your visa experience.
It was nothing too complicated. I think as long as you are going, the legal route and you're there to study, nothing is suspicious. Like it was pretty easy.
How long was your interview?
Interview was maybe 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, super fast.
They were just asking where you're going and like who you're staying with, like
right, because you were young.
Yeah, very standard questions, which is reasonable. So.
And they gave it to you on the first try?
Yeah.
Yay! Cool.
Nothing too complicated. Yeah.
Nothing too complicated. Yeah.
So you've been in the U.S. now probably close to 7 years or so. Have you had to renew that visa at all, or can you travel back home and back to the U.S. pretty freely?
Yeah, that's a great, very, very practical question. So I've been here now, reaching 11 years.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy times. But since then, I have only interviewed one time. So after every time I go back, the new visa is just through mail, so it's very simple. Because you're not doing anything wrong or anything crazy. So,
right.
They just renew it for you. But the one time I had to interview was when I had a summer job at Pima.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was my first summer job.
So you were a student employee.
Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So they were just asking like, who the job's with, and if it's, as long as you're doing it legally, there's no issue.
It should be okay.
Yeah.
And of course, that changes from country to country. So check with your local consulate or embassy where you're going to be doing your visa interview.
Yeah.
Watch a lot of our podcasts. I interview a lot of students from all over the world. Everybody has a different experience, so you can get some good information by tuning in. So that's really cool. So you went to Pima, and Pima has on-campus housing?
Not quite.
No.
I lived at an apartment that is walking distance.
Okay, cool.
Very, very close.
Right on.
So it was a good time.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
experience.
And you didn't have a credit history or a social security number.
Not at all.
And it wasn't a problem getting an apartment?
No. Yeah, I mean, you just have, auto pay again.
Okay.
That have it paid monthly. There's no issue whatsoever.
Right on. Now, Seattle Colleges has 3 housing options. We have homestays, we have off-campus housing, and we have on-campus housing where you can stay actually in the dorms. Everybody has their preferences.
Yeah. What's the price difference between those?
I mean, on-campus is really super convenient, but it's not the most affordable. Actually getting an off-campus place, like a studio apartment, that can be actually fairly inexpensive. I mean, Seattle's an expensive place to go to school, but it can be pretty reasonable. Comparative actually to Tucson, I think. Homestays are pretty reasonable.
And I do think there's some comfort in living in a student in a dormitory that's provided by the school, because then you can guarantee that all your neighbors are students, right? And
make
so
friends.
we can make friends more easily. You know that people are going to be studying and doing studious things, and so you really never know what type of landlord you're going to get or something if you do go out and find your housing on your own. It just could run the gamut. But if you have on-campus housing, at least you have a structured way of making a complaint or a request, and your school has a vested interest in making sure that your living accommodations are comfortable.
For sure. And a lot of our students at Seattle Colleges, they'll either start in a homestay program or they'll start on campus housing.
That makes sense.
Just to get the feel of the land, and then once they feel comfortable, off they go they make friends, go get an apartment together, whatever like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so you went to Pima, you did 2 years there, and then was U of A always the plan, or did you consider other schools like
I think so.
Berkeley?
For transfer, yeah. I mean, the thing about having, like, knowing that you want to transfer to a certain destination is each semester I can check in with my advisor.
That's true.
Like, to know that, okay, these classes I know these classes can be transferred, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not just kind of taking class unknowingly if they can be transferred or not.
Sure.
So.
And did you have a major at the associate's level, or was it just general?
Just science in general.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of knew that I wanted to go into some sort of engineering.
Okay.
But not a specific kind.
All right.
So we just kind of took general science class, like math and physics, things like that.
Did you graduate with an associate degree?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
Did you get to walk during a ceremony?
Yes, we
Nice.
did. And
Cool.
they even gave me like this customized Vietnamese satchel.
Nice.
So that's a very cool touch on
That
the
is
school.
great. Where did they have the graduation at?
It was down the TCC, so Tucson Conventional Center.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great place. Good concerts there. Great place to go.
Yeah.
Saw
Big
monster
place.
trucks there with my son. Yeah.
I didn't know they have.
And don't the Ice Cats play?
Yes,
down
they
at
do.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah,
our
so it's a
hockey
pretty
team.
multi-use
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, oddly, the University of Arizona has an ice hockey team, which is crazy to me.
Yeah.
But it's
No
really
snow.
fun to go to the games.
Yeah,
it's
for
cool.
sure.
I got threw off there for a second. Where was I? Okay, so you went through. We have graduation at Seattle Colleges as well. Last year we carried it out at the University of Washington, which was super cool. The year before that was at T-Mobile Park where the Mariners play.
No way.
So yeah, very cool.
Big venues.
But it's a big deal, I mean, it's a 2-year college degree.
Yeah.
And a lot of parents are like, yeah, whatever. But it's kind of a nice moment, I think, to pause and go, hey,
Definitely, yeah.
I finished 2
Diploma,
years.
Yeah, you earn it.
Yeah.
You know?
And not only that, like it is an actual degree.
It is an actual degree.
If you are a student who's looking at getting work experience, right? There's a program called Optional Practical Training
OPT.
that you can work after earning a degree in your field of study.
Right.
And so a lot of students will choose a community college pathway because after each degree you earn, you get 1 year of OPT, a work authorization to work anywhere in the United States. As long as it's within your field of study. And so if you start directly at the bachelor's degree, you're only going to get that opportunity once after you finish your 4-year degree.
Right.
But if you start at the community college, 2 years, you earn an associate degree, you can go work for a year. Save up a little bit of money, help you pay for your university tuition, some work experience. Those are great things on a resume. And then do 2 more years at the university to earn your bachelor's degree, and you get another OPT opportunity.
Now, did you do OPT after getting your associates?
I transferred directly.
Okay.
Yeah,
some students want to just continue the momentum.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I didn't want to take a break, you know.
But did you think about it? Did you go,
Not really, because the one I did at community college, it was like kind of general study.
Okay.
Because I want to kind of explore more to know what my focus in engineering should be. So, and I'm just going straight to college here.
Okay.
Continuing class.
So once you step onto the U of A campus, though, they kind of want you to declare a major, right? Because you're going into your junior year. So what did you declare?
I did optical engineering.
Optical engineering, which is one I don't hear very often. Why is the U of A a good place to study optical engineering?
Well, our college, so there's a few reasons. First, it's quite like a niche, a small department. So classes are small, you know, compared to like the huge hundreds of student classes. So in each of our classes about maybe 30 people.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's another way that you make really good friends.
Sure.
Friends for life. Like you're in the same class.
And network.
Network for sure. Yeah, always. And then here, our research is such at a high level that, you know, there's always stuff opportunity for you to get into if you are interested in that.
Well, as an employee of UA, you should thump the tub for this particular program. Why is optical such a big deal here at the University of Arizona?
Yeah, you know, we have lots of really great programs here, and optical engineering is one of those that is a very niche program, like Lam said. And it really encapsulates everything from eyeglasses to the lasers that are used for surgery or for even in your phone. If you use the face capture to unlock your phone, the laser technology that is in that camera that recognizes your face for facial recognition was designed by graduates here at the University of Arizona. So think about that every time you unlock your phone, University of Arizona. We also, specialize in very large mirrors. So everything from glasses and microscopes to mirrors that are 5 meters in diameter. We build here on campus for large telescopes, and they're currently working on the largest telescope in the world that's being constructed down in Chile. And it's just amazing to see that. And how did University of Arizona become engaged in this is because we are considered one of the astronomy capitals of the world. Super clear, bright skies. We've always been doing space exploration, partnering with NASA and U.S. Defense Departments, and lots of stuff going on specifically here in optical sciences and our astronomy programs.
Yep.
Yeah, we have just off here to the southwest is Kitt Peak. Kitt Peak is part of the U of A astronomy program.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and we actually even have an old observatory right down here that's no longer being used, the Stewart Observatory, right on campus. And until the city developed so much with the light pollution, it is not used so much for that now as much as it is for educational purposes. But Kitt Peak is about an hour and a half drive away. My friend and neighbor works there, and he manages the mirrors and.
Wow.
And so it's a fantastic area. Where I just moved, we have the large binocular telescope on top of Mount Graham. That is the world's largest 2 telescopes, basically a binocular, so that they can get 3D images and things and be able to judge distance a little bit better.
They don't use those binoculars to spy on like Taylor Swift or anything?
No, just looking for wildlife and things, right?
Wildlife, that's right. Well, cool. So you transferred, you declared your major, and what was the 2 years? What was junior, senior year like here?
It was great. It's a time that you look back and you just kind of reminisce.
Yeah.
Like you made new friends. You learn about all kind of things that it's kind of science fiction at one point. Overall, it's such a great experience. You're going, seeing all the big sports games and just the huge campus. It's just.
Did you go to the sports games while you were a student at Pima too?
Pima, I went to basketball game.
Went to some basketball
games. Yeah.
So what you guys should know right now, U of A, University of Arizona, is number 1 in the country.
Number 1 in
Go
the country.
Cats!
Ranked.
Woo!
Men's basketball.
Men's basketball, yeah. How's
And
the women's
Wilbur
team?
right here.
This is Wilbur. Tell us about Wilbur.
Yeah, Wilbur is a wildcat. That's our mascot. He has a wife named Wilma. I don't have a Wilma bobblehead here. That would be really cool. But they show up at our games and they get the crowd excited, get them going, keep them pumped up because we want teams to be afraid to come on campus here. The crowd can make a big difference in a team winning or losing. And so we pride ourselves on having a very loud crowd.
Right.
And students get very deep discounted tickets, actually cheaper than what I can get as an employee. I'm a little bit jealous.
What'd you pay? What'd you get for a ticket?
When I was in undergrad, maybe $10-15.
Oh,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Very nice.
Very cheap.
I'm grateful for that.
And great seating too, where the student section is. It's really nice.
Very loud. You get loud, get rowdy with everyone.
Yeah.
Give your team an advantage.
So, big group of international students here at the U of A? Like how many?
I'm not sure. Maybe you could answer that better.
Yeah, we have just under 3,400 international students on campus right now.
3,400?
3,400. Yeah.
From all
That's
over
awesome.
From about 130 different countries.
Wow.
Yeah, so we get students from all over. We're very close to the Mexico border, and so we actually have quite a few of our students coming up from Mexico.
Sure.
And, these are just international students with visas. This is not including anybody who has dual nationality, and so the diversity is even grander here on campus.
Right. Wow. And it's a big campus.
Huge.
I mean, it's stretched. If you have a class over here, like when I was a student here, I had a class way over here for Chinese in the morning, 7 a.m. And then I had to hoof it all the way across campus for my next class. You get about, 10, 15 minutes between classes. So that was a bit of a challenge for me. It's a big campus, but it's super nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
What's your favorite part of campus? Sorry to interrupt.
No.
I'm pressured to say this building.
Oh yeah, of course.
I wish you guys could see it. It's we have it's almost like a museum in here.
It is really nice.
We have all the old cameras and all technology, but honestly, just walking down the park is so nice. Seeing grass, big patch of grass, a lot of people, all the greens.
Yes, so you guys should know there's like a big mall. It stretches, I don't know how long this is, this kilometer or two. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
And building is on both sides. It's always manicured, just kept really nice. It's a beautiful campus.
Yeah, we call it the mall. It's not really a shopping mall, but really a long grassy area. In fact, it's the longest standing maintained piece of grass in the state of Arizona.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow. I had no idea.
That's right.
That's cool.
And people will play pickup soccer games out here, frisbee. You'll see people doing slacklining or just sunbathing and relaxing.
A lot of good times.
So we talked about sports as an activity. What other kinds of things were you involved in? Were you involved in like student leadership or clubs?
Clubs, I would say clubs is one of the best way to make friends if you don't know where to start. For me, it was simpler to make friends or get involved in that just from the small classroom. But if you're in a classroom with hundreds of people, I would say clubs is the place that you should look into.
Sure.
You can really cater your interests, like find people that have, for sure share that same interest as you are.
So did you belong to any clubs here at U of A or at Pima?
At Pima, that's how I met most of my really good friends.
Oh. What was the name of the club?
It was a student interaction clubs.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically a club that you were our advisor.
That's right. It's just a social club, and that's a really cool thing about clubs is it doesn't necessarily have to be tied to a major, but really just gathering people together that have like interests. And these students were wanting to get involved. They did community service. We went and watched movies together. I think we watched the Avengers Endgame at the movie theater, rented the entire theater.
Exactly.
It's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
Go hiking, all kind of activities.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the things I loved about going to school here was they have a great outdoor adventure program. You can go over here to the gym, and I think it's housed in there, at least it was back in the day.
That's right, yeah.
And we did like a big rock climbing expedition at Beauvais Peak, which was super cool. Yeah, sometimes we'd go up to Mount Lemon and do some rock climbing. It was really great. And the equipment's all either provided or at a super low cost. So
yeah,
a lot of great things.
That, actually.
You should do it.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
And so he's still a student here. So you finish your bachelor's degree, you graduate.
And I got to say, he graduated valedictorian, right? So coming as a transfer student, I think a lot of people have a stigma that maybe the classes are not as good a quality at the community college. And I really have to say that is absolutely not true because Lam came from a community college, joined the University of Arizona, graduated with the highest GPA of anybody else in his optical sciences or optical engineering program. He won't say that about himself, but I can brag on him, you know. And then fully funded Ph.D. program now in optical sciences. So everything covered, tuition, even some food stipend, right?
Yeah,
living expenses.
I could pay a little bit.
Got paid a little bit. Okay, gets paid a little bit.
Stipend,
They give you a car. No car.
That would be lovely though. I would take my car.
So let me, just for my own clarity, so you got your bachelor's degree. Did you have to do a master's program before you did a PhD, or is it kind of a combined PhD master's?
It's a combined. So I go straight to PhD, but then I could really get my master really anytime if I want to.
Sure.
So I will get that once I graduate my PhD as well.
So once you graduate your post-grad work, how long will that have taken you? 2-3 years?
Starting from the bachelor?
Yeah, after you finish bachelor's.
Bachelor to PhD will be 5.5 years.
Oh, okay. So it is quite long.
Yeah, because you usually like master is 2 years and PhD is like 3.5. So now you kind of combine them two.
Sure.
So it would take longer for sure.
Right. And is it a big cohort in your? I mean, is there a lot of PhD students doing what you do?
We have a bigger PhD program than undergraduate.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a little bit not intuitive.
Right.
Usually we have 30 to 40 undergrad students per class, but PhD is like a couple hundred to 300s at all times.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't know the program was that big.
And of those students, how many of them are international students? Do you know?
I do not have that.
You don't have any idea?
But I'm sure maybe there's a good amount of people that are interested in doing research here.
Well, so I know you guys have a lot. You have over 3,000 international students. Do you meet a lot of other Vietnamese students?
Not quite.
Not really.
I've met a couple.
Okay.
But now they graduated and moved away.
Oh, sure.
A lot of the Vietnamese that I met are like second generations.
Oh, okay.
So like the parents came here before.
So they're already domestic students.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, they still understand some of the stuff that I speak. If I were to speak in Vietnamese, so that's still awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, Seattle colleges, so you guys that are in Vietnam know, we have like over 400 Vietnamese students at our school. So it's our biggest sender. Lots of Vietnamese students. So you will definitely run into Vietnamese students on a regular basis. Not that that's why you're going, but sometimes you just want to hear your own language, or see some of your countrymen or whatever. So yeah, we definitely can cover you there. 300-400.
And many of you may be wanting to make American friends, right?
Absolutely.
And so I think that there's something to say that Lam may or may not know so many Vietnamese because he might be branching out and meeting people from other countries, making American friends, even getting an American girlfriend.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's from Tucson?
She's from Tucson.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Lucky me.
Lucky you. It's like you got a scholarship and a girlfriend. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
So
not provided by the U of A.
Not provided by the U of A, yeah. So let's talk about scholarships real fast. One of the things that always get asked is, do you offer transfer scholarships to students who have started at a community college? You're going to answer that from an administrative perspective. You're going to tell us what you found out as a student.
Yeah.
Maybe start with you. Did you get a transfer scholarship?
Yes. It's great. It's very helpful. I didn't really know what the cap they put on for per student scholarship, but it's divided by your GPA.
Okay.
Like that. And then I think I was able to get maybe $5,000-$10,000 a year.
Okay.
Just deducting straight from your tuition.
That's nice.
So that's very helpful on my parents mainly.
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's reoccurring, so you get that for all the years that you spend here. So
but depending, you have to keep your GPA up, I'm guessing.
Yes, that's the minimum. I would say maybe 3.5, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can
okay,
do
now
it.
we can get the details.
Yeah,
about
sure.
the transfer scholarship.
Yeah, we love transfer students here, right? And regardless if you're transferring from a community college here in the United States, or even if you're transferring from abroad, maybe you started a degree in your home country and you're looking to transfer to the University of Arizona, or even, to a community college and then to the University of Arizona. What we require is all the transcripts from each college that you've attended. And we are going to calculate a GPA. It may not be exactly the same as the GPA that's on your transcript from your community college, because we're going to be calculating a GPA based on your transferable courses. So if you've taken a course that we don't necessarily accept, we can't use it for a GPA calculation. But this year, our scholarships, our top scholarship is $10,000 per year, and that is a renewable scholarship. Like Lam said, you would get $5,000 in each semester. So if you're in a quarter-based system right now, which a lot of community colleges are, we can kind of talk about quarter versus semester. But sorry, there's traffic outside. We are semester-based, and so you would get half of that scholarship in the fall, half of it in the spring. Now, what I would like to say,
So we got traffic just down right below us. So yeah,
that person's a little bit upset,
frustrated.
Yeah,
It's Friday.
and so
It's Friday.
if you're not a Phi Theta Kappa member yet, and you're at the community college,
Good point.
Talk with your advisors about becoming a Phi Theta Kappa member. It's a honorary society. The acronym sometimes is PTK, and some students I think confuse this with like a sorority or a fraternity, and it's really not. It's an honor society based on for students who are interested in getting involved in their community and have good grades academically. And the reason I'm telling you about this is that it's a very small fee, usually less than $100 for a lifetime membership.
And it's waivable, by the way.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know that. That's great.
I mean, if you're a challenged student a lot of our students are challenged economically, they can waive it for you.
That's awesome. But what we're going to do is, if you were to get that $10,000 scholarship, for example, and in fact, any scholarship level, we will add an additional $2,000 per year. We're doing that for our transfer students. So it technically can be worth up to $4,000 for this fee, or maybe even getting the fee waived. So if you get invited to Phi Theta Kappa, do not delete that email. Talk with your advisors at the community college about it, because it's a great way to meet people who are interested in academics. So you're going to get involved and make new friends, but also it will pay off monetarily as well.
Right. You did PTK?
I think I might have done it the first year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend it too. You can check out my podcast where I interview PTK members. That's all we talk about during that episode is Phi Theta Kappa. Not only are there great leadership, networking opportunities, but they also have money available to community college students for tuition and fees. So you can get a scholarship through PTK. So there's a lot of great benefits. And a lot of other schools, not just the University of Arizona, but other schools will also offer, they'll sweeten the pot a little bit. They'll give you a little bit more money if you're a PTK member. Why? Well, because you're already a proven asset. You're here already in the United States on an F1 visa. You're getting great grades. They want you to come to their school. It's a great deal.
That's exactly right. We want highly motivated students. We want students who are going to come here and make a positive impact. And so if we can attract you to us over another university, we're going to absolutely try to do that. And a lot of times money is the way to do that.
Money is always helpful, for sure. Okay, so let's just talk. You're a student. Everybody loves to have a good time. What do you do for fun in Tucson?
For fun, so there's different kind of funs, you know.
Sure.
Like I enjoy playing sport.
Oh yeah.
So I go play soccer, badminton or ping pong, all the time. So there's always good space to do that. You can go hiking, very good spot.
Yeah, good hiking here.
Nightlife, you make some friends, go out, grab a drinks.
All right, where's your favorite club?
Doing my undergraduate, I would say is Dirtbags.
Oh yeah, Dirtbags has been hot spot for years and years and years.
I use this. Maybe I spend.
And it's just right here.
Very close.
Yeah,
it's
4-minute walk.
Yeah, super close.
That's a place to be. Thursday and Saturday.
Sure.
But I stopped going a while ago.
Mom, Dad.
It was actually because of the jukebox.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a jukebox. Someone broke the jukebox. So we had this old jukebox that has actual records. Like old 80s music, quality music.
That's
someone
awesome.
broke it, and they end up switching with a new modern one that you can play any kind of music on a digital one. So I cannot walk in there and listen to
lost the nostalgia, huh?
Yeah, lost that nostalgia.
Interesting. Well, when I was back here at the U of A, I don't know about you, but there was a place called the Wildcat House. It's kind of around that part of town.
Yeah, it's
west
actually
side.
it's been rebranded now. It's a different. I don't remember the name of the restaurant. It's gone through a couple different iterations, but I know it's on Stone.
Yeah. Back in the day, it was cool because it had like a volleyball court. You could play volleyball outside. It was really cool. Yeah.
They should bring that back.
They should totally bring that back.
agree.
Does U of A have a volleyball, beach volleyball program?
I don't know if we have a beach volleyball team. I'm sorry, I should know that. But we do have, next to our global center, so we have an entire building dedicated to international student involvement, but also study abroad, so attracting U.S. citizens to come to this camp, to that building as well. And then different types of ethnic foods available. But right outside of that is some of our large dorms, Arizona, Sonora, and Coronado. And they have a sand volleyball pit there. And so usually Friday evenings, you'll see the students out there in a sand volleyball competition. Oh, yeah, you play?
Yeah, it's very fun.
Right. So when I went down to San Francisco, this is before I was an international guy for Seattle colleges. I went down to San Francisco for this event that I had to do. And I was playing badminton at the time. You mentioned you play badminton. And I thought I was getting pretty good. I feeling really confident about myself. So it's like Berkeley. I went out to the UC Berkeley because they have a badminton club. And I'm like, cool. I showed up and there was nothing but Asian people in the gym. I was the only white guy. And they were so welcoming and so amazing. And they were like, yeah, you can play with us. And I thought, all right, cool. I got stomped over and over and over.
Super
it's
humbled.
Like, it's a whole different level of badminton. I just was like, oh my God. So is the badminton competition here pretty good?
I would say I relate more to you.
Okay.
Man. Badminton and table tennis, man. I thought I'm good, but I get stomped as well.
Some of those guys are amazing.
I just don't get it.
A different level.
Wow.
Just the speed and
Yeah, you want to get humbled, go check out the badminton or ping pong clubs.
Yeah.
I do okay in ping pong, but even that.
I still get stomped. Yeah. They're just too good.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so you're going to graduate with this Ph.D.
Hopefully.
Do you have people, companies that kind of reach out to you and say, hey, when you're done, you're thinking about coming to work for us?
So kind of like throughout my PhD so far, there's been like company that ask for internships.
Oh, okay, sure.
But taking time off for internship, sometimes like the intern goes from spring semester to summer, so it's kind of an odd time. So you would have to kind of take time off in the lab to go do that internship. So usually I just cannot say yes to that.
Sure.
But towards the last 2 years, you can look into summer internship, things like that. And then being in the lab, that's like an internship of its own, because you're doing research, you're learning how to work all these machines and design all kind of experiments, and a lot of learning to do.
And not only that, I mean, we probably have companies and organizations reaching out to us to solve a problem. So you may be asked to design a piece of equipment. So you're working for the University of Arizona, you're designing a piece of equipment that's going to be used in real world application. So even though you may not necessarily be working for a company, you can put those things on the resume that you've created certain technologies that's going to be used by people all over the world, right?
Definitely, yeah. That has happened before.
Wow.
So
it has? And you get paid for that?
Yeah.
What? That's so cool.
It's very helpful.
Is your name on any patents?
My name is going to be on
one. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice. And I think you got a pending publication, right?
It came out a couple months ago.
Oh,
my first publication. Yeah.
First publication.
Which magazine?
It's in Optics Express. So
everybody reads Optic Express, I'm pretty sure.
I hope so. It's open for everyone.
Maybe there's a reason now you need to open up an Optic Express.
That's right.
It's probably over my head.
I
was a liberal arts major, so
as soon as they started putting letters with the math, I just
it's gone.
It lost me.
Skip that. Lost me too sometimes.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's complicated stuff.
It is complicated stuff.
Sometimes I still think some of these stuff are science fiction because it's just so crazy that they were able to do this.
Yeah, I feel like they want to add nano and quantum to everything just to make it sound so fancy.
Right. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, we're getting close to the end of this program. Thank you so much for your time, by the way. But before we wrap it up too much, I always like to end with like words of wisdom, especially from students, because you've been through the process now. You've come to high school in the United States. You've been to community college. You've transferred to the University of Arizona. Now you're working on your Ph.D. That's awesome. So you've been through all this. Some 16-year-old kid back in Vietnam, he's maybe imagining coming to the United States for his studies or her studies. What kind of advice would you give him?
Yeah, I would say, wow, I want to be concise and,
Sure.
So of course, like focus on school, but then try to go towards something that interests you, like pique your curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just go through class to get good grades, but then you don't know anything. You try to actually learn it, absorb it.
Right.
And then put yourself out there. Make new friends. Put yourself with
Great.
good friends. Friends that study with you, or after you study, you can go grab a drink, hang out, do fun stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, I think going to university sometimes is as much about networking and making friends as it is about gaining knowledge. Because someday you're going to get hired at a job, and it might just be because you have those social skills that are super important.
Definitely.
And you can't get those social skills unless you get out there.
Yep, put yourself out there.
Yeah, some of the Vietnamese students I meet at Seattle colleges, some of them are kind of shy. They're very quiet. And it's like, we try to create activities to help them get out of their shell.
I think it's normal to be shy.
Yeah.
But once you get over that first hurdle, then you can really open yourself up to many good opportunities in all kind of ways.
Yeah. Okay, and coming from an admissions, international recruiting, and you've been both community college and university, so what kind of advice would you give? Or the wisdom?
Yeah. We we live in an area or a time now where just there's so much information out there.
That's for sure.
You're being fed information from every kind of platform on your phone, and so my best advice is to connect with the professionals at Education USA, at the schools that you're going to be applying to. Get the information from the source.
Yeah.
We all know that the way that media projects to the world how the United States appears, or how schools are, the image of schools. Just go to the source, get the advice, and gather that information yourself. We do this job because we just love giving the information and helping students and helping others. And so we're going to give you the truth. Sometimes it's something that you may or may not want to hear, right? If the school's too expensive, or if you're not really familiar with the admission process, just reach out to your staff that are there and get that information firsthand. Don't the worst thing I hear is, my friend told me this, something like that.
Okay.
And man, rumors can just spread, and you really don't know. So go to the source and do things early, like what Lam said. You have to do things on time and early. Deadlines are very important in the United States. A lot of cultures can negotiate deadlines, they can negotiate and bargain, and we really have deadlines for a reason, and that's because there's a system. You must be admitted. Then you have to apply for a visa, and the visa wait times can really spread. They can be very different from country to country.
Sure.
And then you need to find a place to live. And so we establish those deadlines so that it's for your own protection. So be mindful of those things, and don't do things too late.
Right.
Procrastinating.
Yeah, it's a bad idea. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, if you're 14 years old right now, this is a great time to start looking into pathways. Maybe you start looking at the community college system. We hope you'll consider Seattle colleges, because we think we live in an amazing part of the United States. And then maybe look into a few different places all over the United States. Definitely consider Arizona. Consider, Florida or New York or Maine. Look around. It's a big country. But I don't know. This U of A is pretty nice. It's pretty
Very
good.
nice.
Yeah,
And Seattle's pretty cool. So
That's right. We've
good
used the
spots.
word desert quite a bit, and I think that when people hear the word desert, they think of sand dunes.
No, there's no sand dunes.
And this is really mountainous. We're in a great ecosystem here. Lots of different types of trees. You may be able to see the palm trees there in the background. So it's a fantastic place to be. But Seattle is pretty awesome too.
Very
I've had
cool.
a really great time there. Every time I've been there, it's been raining. But when the sun comes out, it's so beautiful, and everything is so green because of that. The diversity you're going to see in Seattle is just fantastic, and it's super easy to get from Seattle to Arizona. There's direct flights.
Direct flights, yeah. I just did it the other day. Yeah. Have you been to Seattle?
I have not.
Dude,
I've been wanting to.
You got to come up, hang out.
I shall.
Yeah, when you get a break, let me know. You got a place to stay, just hang out with us.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Show you around. Yeah. We'll take you down to the UW. You can see the difference between this campus and UW.
Yeah.
It's really pretty amazing.
That'd be awesome to see.
Hey, before we go, we talked about, you mentioned pricing. I didn't ask, I should have. Tuition for U of A, what should they expect?
Yeah, so tuition right now is right about $46,000 per year.
Okay.
You are, as an international student, required, if you're on an F1 visa, you're also required to show proof of living expenses for your health insurance and for your accommodations and your food, so your apartment or dormitory. So all in is right around $67,000 per year.
That's what they need to show for their financial.
That's right. They got to do their financial guarantee, and then that's for us to be able to issue that immigration document. Gotcha. Obviously, if you were to get a scholarship, then you can reduce that amount from the $67,000.
Sure. Cool. There was one other thing. One of the things I get asked about a lot recently because of the U.S. being in the news a lot and a lot of turbulence. Parents, I know, are concerned about safety in the United States. Tucson, fairly safe. Let's hear from the student.
I haven't had any issue.
No issues?
So far.
You've been here a long time.
So far, so good.
Yeah. I think Tucson's a pretty mellow city, actually. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Tucson's a great place to raise a family. I have 2 young boys, and I had no reservations with them, playing in the front yard and things like that. And then to go even a step further, our campus is a very traditional campus.
That's true.
You may be looking at campuses and considering maybe an urban style campus where it's really integrated within the city. You step off campus and you step across the street and you are in privately owned businesses, whereas the University of Arizona really does have 4 walls, and when you're on campus, there's limited traffic besides the ones you hear honking out there. There is a school bus, going through. A city bus going through campus, but you don't get these real major streets and cross streets through here, and so it's very safe. It's walkable. You'll see people rollerblading, skateboarding,
for sure,
all around campus. Biking is very popular here in Arizona.
You have the El Tour de Tucson still, don't
That's
they?
right. Yeah. El Tour de Tucson it shuts down parts of the city for this very, very large bike race, and 112 or 120 miles or so all around the city. So it's a really great. I don't know what that is in kilometers. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. But it's really popular. Lots of cyclists come in from around the world to do it. And if you're a cyclist, you will love being on the U of A campus. It's really great. I keep coming up with more questions.
Let's keep it going.
Athletics is a big deal. We don't offer athletics at Seattle colleges. We have club sports. People can play. But, I get asked a lot by students when I'm out recruiting. They're like, do you guys offer sports programs? U of A is a Division I, big school, lots of sports programs. Can you just kind of break down what's available here? And if you are an international student overseas and you're dreaming about playing soccer or being on the swim team or running track or whatever, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It's one that we get quite often.
I'll bet.
So we have 21 Division I NCAA sports teams, right? Men's and women's. You're talking basketball, football, baseball. We don't have a men's soccer team, but we do have a women's soccer team.
You don't have a men's soccer team?
No,
Interesting.
Swimming and diving is very popular
Very
here.
popular.
Track and field. Like we mentioned earlier, the basketball team's ranked number 1 in the country. And so when you... for some students, I can imagine if you're in a smaller city and maybe you're the best player on your high school team, or maybe even the best player in your neighborhood. What the University of Arizona and Division I NCAA teams are looking for are those athletes who are competing at the regional or even international levels. So you should be going to competitions that are maybe the top competition in your country, or maybe even in international competitions with neighboring countries,
right?
Because they're literally looking for the top students. And a lot of times our recruiting staff will go out and seek these students and go to these tournaments and look for players. And so oftentimes by their 10th grade or 11th grade in high school, scouts may be already looking into them, recruiters may be talking with students. And so it is a very high level. So if you're not really playing at that regional or international level, it's going to be very difficult to get on the team. But that doesn't mean that you can't play sports and be athletic
Absolutely.
And get engaged. Yeah. We do have intramural sports, and that's open to anyone. Everyone from, I'm super competitive and I want to play against the top students on campus, to I've never played this sport and I really just want to learn and I want to get outside and make a fool of myself and have a lot of fun, right?
That's right.
So you can do that with soccer, softball, flag football, basketball. There's lots of different
table tennis, everything.
That's right. Yeah, and so it's students just like yourselves, just playing and having a good time, relieving stress, enjoying the weather.
And some community colleges, by the way, do have their own teams. Seattle Colleges doesn't, but there are a few in the Seattle area that do have like basketball teams, maybe a soccer team. Were there any teams at Pima when you were there? Did they have a basketball team or?
They had a basketball team, but it's very high level again.
Oh, it is. Oh,
yeah, they actually are quite good. But then, like in most city, I would say there are like leagues that host games that you can reach out to.
So when you play soccer, do you play on a league?
Right now, currently, I'm in a couple of leagues, just like city leagues.
Right.
Which is, it's very fun.
Now, Seattle is going to be one of the World Cup hosting cities.
That's true.
Is Vietnam going to be in the World Cup?
We will not.
I don't think so.
I don't think we've ever been, but hopefully in the future.
Maybe in the future. Yeah, I lived in China for 4 years, and the Chinese men's team is they're not ranked very high, but their women's team is ranked quite high. So they usually come to the World Cup for the female tournament, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
That's awesome.
How's Vietnam's female team?
I think we are quite good.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
Very competitive? All right, cool.
So maybe.
Yeah. I'm a big soccer fan. I love World Cup soccer. So.
Same. I'm very excited for this coming.
Me too, yeah.
Wow, a few more months away.
Is Phoenix hosting any games?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
know if they
I know
are.
Houston.
LA for sure.
Yeah, LA.
Texas might be as well, but
one of the cool things about Tucson, by the way, is where it's located. Phoenix is what? Hour and a half?
Yeah, hour and a half drive to Sky Harbor Airport, international airport. A lot of students do fly in to there, but we also have an international airport here in Tucson. So, in fact, in about 3 weeks, I'm going to be flying back to China. My wife is from China. We'll be visiting her family for the Lunar New Year, and it's very easy to get there. We're literally going to fly from Tucson to LA and LA to Shanghai. So it's a very quick flight, 2 flights to get to China. In fact, you can get almost anywhere in 2 flights from Tucson. Some students choose to fly into Phoenix. We just chose Tucson this time because it was actually cheaper than flying out of Phoenix. So you just kind of have to check both airports.
Yeah.
But like my son and I, we drove to San Diego not too long ago from Tucson. And it was only 8 hours, I think. It really wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
And if you go the other direction, New Mexico is really close by. So
we are 1 hour north of the Mexico border. So a lot of students do want to experience a third country. So if you are coming from Asia and you want to travel to Mexico to go down and try authentic Mexican food or see some of the Mexican beaches with your I-20 and
I was just going to say,
visa,
be careful.
Yeah, with your I-20 and student visa, you are allowed to go into Mexico and come back. So that's one of the privileges of those F1 visas is that you can visit Mexico and Canada without actually applying for a separate visa.
You just need to remember to get the signature.
Exactly.
You're right. And always check with your immigration office before you leave because you got to have a signature to show that you checked in.
Because we do want you to come back into the country.
That's right. You don't have the permission to leave the U.S., but if you want to come back.
Yeah, they'll let you go. Yeah, we want to help you out there. Talk to your DSO. They'll get you what you need for your I-20.
That's right.
Get set up.
Yeah.
Have you been to Mexico?
I have a few years ago.
Did you have to get a special visa?
Not at all.
Vietnamese?
Just that one signature. And I came through the border. We drove.
No problem.
No problem.
Interesting.
Yeah, we got a lot of students doing it. A lot of people in Tucson, there's just so many blended families here. And so you're going to find friends who have family there or are very familiar with it. So I don't recommend like leaving the country without somebody that maybe gives you some advice, especially if you don't speak the language, because you can just kind of get twisted up and turned around on some of the streets and things. But if you have a friend or someone who's willing to take you, did you go with somebody you knew that was from there?
It was one of my really close friends and his family. So,
okay.
Yeah, it was.
Are they from Mexico originally?
They're Tucson.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. How's your Spanish?
No bueno. No bueno.
No bueno.
No bueno, that's right.
Do you speak any other languages besides Vietnamese?
I do not.
No?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Probably forgetting his Vietnamese. He's been here 11 years.
I know, that is a long time. How's your Chinese?
Not very good. My 4-year-old son, and in fact, I think even my 2-year-old son have passed me in their Chinese ability.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, they're doing great.
So your wife is sure to speak Chinese with them?
She speaks Chinese, Mandarin Chinese to them at home. They're doing fantastic, and I wish that I could catch it. They're just a sponge, man. They're learning so fast.
Darn
and,
kids.
I try my best. I can make a few sentences and stuff here and there, but. No, it's very different, especially because, China's a big place.
It is a big place.
There's all these different dialects. So my wife speaks Mandarin and also her local dialect. And
where's she from? Which part?
Yeah, she's from the central part near Zhengzhou. Zhengzhou is where the Shaolin Temple and Kung Fu came
very
from.
cool part of China.
Cool.
Yeah, so we'll get to spend some time there with her family. And maybe a few days in Shanghai as well with her brother. So it's just a big country.
Yeah, and that's a big city too.
Yeah. Well, she's from a pretty small remote village, but that's the biggest. That's the biggest closest city. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
But every city in China is big. I feel like
they are all pretty big.
All the cities have 10 million people, and you've not heard of them before.
Have you been to China?
I've never.
What? It's interesting. I went to there's a town called Beihai, which is down on the Yellow Sea there. So Vietnam is really close by.
Right.
In the Chinese that they speak there, they almost sound Vietnamese. I mean, they're speaking Chinese, so I can understand them, but they have this accent that sounds
Probably a very big mix of culture.
For sure. Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of cool.
That is cool. I'm curious to experience that.
Yeah. Have you been have you traveled around Southeast Asia? Have you been to Laos or
only
Cambodia?
Like Thailand or Cambodia.
Oh, yeah.
Those two. A lot of since I came here, I haven't really traveled back there.
Yeah, probably not.
My parents, they and my sister, they traveled without me. So
what about, you've been to Tennessee, you've been to Tucson, have you been to LA? Have you been to?
I've been to LA, San Diego.
Okay.
Just here and there.
Yeah.
Not a big trips, but Colorado.
Oh, you're a busy guy, so. I like Colorado. Where'd you go in Colorado?
I went to Colorado Springs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
See some old friends.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully
Awesome.
come back in the future. Maybe Seattle too.
Yeah, because you're on a semester system here, so what do you have all summer off?
I work in summer.
Oh, you do work?
Yeah, in the lab. Yeah.
So
it's a continuous.
And that's student job.
In a way, it's like a student researcher.
Okay.
So you're a student, you have class, but then you have to do research in the lab
All right.
to get publication. That's how you graduate.
All right.
Get experience.
Cool.
And then you also teach, right? Or you are a teaching assistant?
Teaching assistant.
How do you like teaching?
I'm a fan.
Yeah?
Yeah. It helps you kind of get your mind off the lab, get out of the lab.
Sure.
And, just helping people. It's a good experience.
Right.
Yeah.
But you're kind of probably the old man now. Like all these young students coming in working on their bachelor's degrees. You've been around.
Yeah.
Wild.
It's good that I feel happy that I could help them sometimes.
For sure. Yeah. No, I love teaching, actually. All right, guys, I got to wrap it up. We're already over an hour. Thanks so much for your generous amount of time.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.
So
Man,
great
it's
to
been
be here in
fantastic.
Tucson.
It's great to welcome you here. You know, we
Yeah.
ran into each other a couple times in
times
Seattle,
in
and
Seattle.
so I'm glad that we had a chance to see you here, introduce you to some of remind you of some of the great salsas and Mexican food here in Tucson.
Yeah, they took me out today. It was awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Katie, if you're listening. Appreciate it. Shout out to all you guys. Hey, and thanks for joining us here every Wednesday on Seattle College's Conversations with. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with everybody you know. We're almost to 100,000 subscribers now. Wow.'re almost there, so please tell everyone. Don't forget to subscribe. Hopefully you'll subscribe.
Yeah.
Yes, I shall.
I'm gonna
I'll let
wait
you
to be
know.
the 100,000.
Yes, everybody's waiting.
Yeah.
Click.
Click.
All right, guys. Take care. Thanks so much. Adios. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Conversations With is painstakingly crafted for you by the Seattle College's International Programs Department and supported by the lovely folks here on our campus. This show is produced and edited by me, Evan Franulovich. We welcome your emails and questions about coming to Seattle Colleges. Please reach out to us via our website or just give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, as this helps others discover the show. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, or YouTube at Seattle Colleges INTL. That's Seattle Colleges INTL. And be sure to check out all of the shows here on Conversations With. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.